Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today I have on the show Byron Hack, and he's a president over at GTI Hope. Byron, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Adam. Great to be here. Great to be a part of your podcast series and really appreciate the opportunity to share.
And good to have you here. And I understand you were sent over to us and introduced to the show by Megamix Expo. I mean, I've been talking about this to anybody that'll listen. It's going to be March 12th and 13th over at Santa Anita Park, which is the racetrack over in Arcadia, California, March 12th and 13th. Again, and I'm telling everybody, come out, come visit, come see. And I understand you're going to have a booth there, and then you're going to be talking about your organization. I mean, is this your first year attending?
It is. Yeah, no, it'll be our first time at the Megamix Expo. We're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to meeting people and sharing more about GTI Hope, and then also seeing all the other vendors that are there.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's my first time too, and I'm excited. And I've been doing the interviews, so I get to talk to a lot of the vendors and the people that'll be out there that have booths and otherwise. And some of them have been there since the beginning. I mean, since this thing just started, which it was, I think, at a hotel originally, and then it got bigger. Then it got bigger. Last year they had it at the racetrack, and then this year they're having it at the racetrack again. But they're taking a lot more square footage. I saw the layout, and I've been over there, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Have you been to that track, by the way? Have you ever frequented?
I have not. Looking forward to it.
Oh, you're going to love it. It's pretty. Yeah. It's pretty. It overlooks the mountains. It has a nice breeze that goes through. I mean, it's just a really picturesque location and picturesque spot. So, yeah, it's going to be amazing. That being said, tell us a little bit more about your nonprofit, so GTI Hope.
Yeah, so we basically bring literacy and empowerment to men and women, uneducated men and women, primarily in rural areas of South Asia, most of that in India. And those are holistic literacy programs, so it's more than just reading and writing and math. It also teaches empowerment skills so they can start a business. It helps them become aware of grants and opportunities available to them through their government so that they can receive grants for housing or clothing or bicycles, sometimes land. It's a holistic program, so it's educational uplift, economic uplift, but also socio-behavioral uplift, family uplift, community uplift, and spiritual uplift. So it's just really transforms lives, families, and communities and makes an incredible difference.
How did you originally get involved with this mission? How did that take place for you?
My daughter in 2005 actually, in the 2005, had heard about this ministry and the work it was doing, and she was 12 and wanted to go see it. And so we had the opportunity to go on a vision trip, and obviously she couldn't go by herself. And so I went with her, took a couple of weeks off of work, and she took 2 weeks out of school, and we were just blown away by the impact. Traveled with the founder of the organization for 2 weeks and met the people that were doing the work and just fell in love with it. And so I started volunteering, and that led to joining the board of directors, which led to becoming the liaison between the board of directors and the management committee of our partner. And that meant going to India every year for 2 weeks. And at the time I had 5 weeks vacation at my job in software development. And then in 2018, I cut back to 4 days a week at my corporate job, and then 3 days a week. And then January 1st, 2020, I left that career to become president of the GTI Hope, and just have loved every minute of it.
Wow, and that all started from an original trip. What are some of the things, obviously this was a progression, as you mentioned, in cutting back days and then eventually going full-time. What are some of the reasons that led to that decision?
It was just going over there and seeing the impact that literacy and empowerment has and how it really changes lives. And it breaks the chains of generational poverty. It brings people hope, and education is freedom. So it stops things like indentured servitude and alcoholism and child labor. The people, they learn about AIDS prevention and well baby care and prenatal care and sanitation and hygiene. And they're just so grateful when we go and visit these villages, and the people are so excited to see us and share their stories. And our partner's been doing this since 1975. And since when they were founded, they really started the literacy programs in the mid-'80s. So they have a great system, and it's a lot of accountability. It's indigenous people basically training up leaders in that country to then bring literacy and empowerment to people in the rural and tribal areas, and just very exciting to see that work. And here in the U.S., then to share those stories with people throughout the country and to invite them to become a part of the process in transforming lives is very rewarding. And you get the results, see how many people pass literacy classes, how their lives were changed, to hear the stories, and just super rewarding.
Can you talk a little bit about the challenges and the demographics? I don't want to assume that our listeners, know about the need.
Yeah. So we do our work, like I said, primarily in India. And so India is, you have a contrast. You have very well-educated, very wealthy, and then you also have very uneducated and very poor in some of the more rural areas. And the government is interested in helping those people become educated. And so there's programs for them to receive, like I said, grants for clothing and housing and microenterprise loans so they can start businesses. They get trees for their villages, mango and coconut trees, for example, and so we'll teach them how to plant those. They can get roads and electricity and bus stops for their villages. And so it's about helping them advocate so that they can fill out the forms. And, they may not even know those programs are available. So it's helping them understand those programs are available and then how to apply for them and then helping to get those. And then many of the women who go through the program, if their husbands are unable to work, or perhaps they're widowed, if they've been trained in tailoring or they receive training in tailoring throughout the literacy program, then we'll provide sewing machines. So then businesses that get started are tea stalls and provisional stores, or they may get into agriculture, but then some of them also get sewing machines. So they start tailoring programs where they're helping to make clothes or school uniforms or purses or whatever it is, and that can benefit their community as well as the woman who receives it. And then some of these villages don't have access to clean water, so the women have to walk 3-5 kilometers to get water from a pond or an open well that may be polluted. So in those cases, we'll also provide bore wells for those villages. So they're hand-pumped bore wells. Sometimes the local NGO or the local church will come along and add to that, so they'll put on an electric pump or a solar-powered pump as well.
And how many people have been through these programs?
Well, in last year, 2024, 17,700 women started the 10-month program. So since 2006, over 100,000, probably 150,000.
Wow.
And then we have other programs that are for men and women, so then you add that up. So I think last year, 2024, total about 32,000 people started the literacy program. And it's 10 months, 5 nights a week, 2 hours a night, and they'll come away with anywhere from a 3rd to 5th grade education level. Some of them do really well, and some of them struggle. But 90% complete the program, and
amazing.
That makes a huge difference for them, yeah.
What do you think has made the program so successful?
I think the fact that it brings freedom, empowerment, and hope. Education is such a big deal. And when people learn how to count money, for example, some of these people, they don't know how to read and write, but they also don't know how to count money. And they don't understand the importance of savings or the dangers of alcohol or smoking or don't marry off your daughters at 12 or 13 years old. So when they become educated, that gives them some semblance of independence, and they learn how to save money. They learn how to make more money than they were making before, and they learn how to budget. And so they have hope. They have hope for today and tomorrow and their children, and they develop self-esteem and self-worth, and that makes just a huge difference. And I think that's why, we go on vision trips. We'll take, 6 to 8 people on a trip, and that's part of why we see this incredible gratitude and joy from these people, is because they've been given an opportunity which really transforms their lives.
Yeah. How do people get involved? Like, a lot of people be listening to this, and obviously, that success rate, 90%, that's a substantial amount of success there. Like, even percentage-wise, or even any way you measure it, the quantity that you're helping to. I'm sure people want to get involved. How do people get involved?
Yeah, our website is gtihope.org, so very easy to go to, and that website would explain about the literacy program as well as other programs that we do. To sponsor a woman for a 10-month literacy class is $25. And that's not $25 a month. It's $25 to sponsor her for that entire 10-month program. So people can get involved by signing up for our newsletter and receiving monthly updates. They can certainly sponsor one or more women. You can sponsor women on a monthly basis. So $100 a month will sponsor 48 women over the course of a year. And so then at the end of that 10-month program, when we get results, then we put together a report that includes 1 or 2 testimonies from women from the class, as well as results for the 300 or 450 women that went through the program for that particular project. And then we also have events. You know, we're based in Southern California, but we have partners throughout the United States. In Southern California, we'll be having a banquet in March, and would love to have people come to that. We also sometimes have other events, such as we call them Laughter for Literacy events, where we may have a comedian that shares comedy, and then we take 15 or 20 minutes to also share about what's going on with these women, and so people can get involved in that way as well. The other thing, we have a program to collect used Bibles and Christian books, and so people can donate those to us, especially people in Southern California.
Amazing. Well, Byron, thank you for coming on the show today. I'm a lot more educated on the situation, and I hope our audience is as well, and also how people can get involved with GTI Hope and all the good work you're doing and your team is doing for many, many years, helping tens of thousands of individuals. So that's amazing. And you're breaking generational curses, and you're helping a lot of people, so that's great. That being said, one more time, what's the website? I want people to go check it out.
GTIHope.org.
Fantastic. And for everybody listening, just so you know, we'll put the link to the website in the show notes, so you can just click on it and head right on over. And speaking to the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Byron, I'm looking forward to meeting you in person at the Mega Mix Expo on March 12th and 13th. For everybody listening, go pick up tickets. Come hang out with me and Byron. Again, March 12th and 13th. It'll be in Arcadia, California. Go to the website, megamixexpo.com, and you'll see everything. And Byron, thanks again for coming on.
Thank you very much, Adam. Appreciate the podcast, the Mission Matters, that you're making a difference and helping people to get their story out. So I appreciate it and looking forward to meeting you in person as well.